Hello. Hi. You can use now the chat box. Please, if you can hear me and you can see me. Yes, we expect today a big audience and everyone is joining now. We are going to wait just a couple of seconds, and 10 or 20 seconds to give time to everyone to join the presentation. Yeah, I see everyone can see me, everyone can hear me. That's great. Gracias. Hi. Okay, so good afternoon and welcome to everyone. My name is Javier Ramos Linares, and I am Education Advisor of the Spanish Embassy Education Office. Thank you very much for attending our presentation today. And on behalf of the Education Office, I would also like to thank the organization of the Language Show 2020 for inviting us to take part in this event celebrating languages. Before starting, I would like to give you some practical information about how we are running this talk. As you know, we have 45 minutes and we have to stick to time because there's a schedule very well organized for the whole language show. So in the first 30 or 35 minutes, I will show you the slides and the presentation that we have prepared. During this time, please feel free to use this chat box if you want to put any comment or to have any interactions with the rest of the participants. But please be aware that I won't be able to follow your comments on that box. And that is not due to technical reasons. I mean, I could read the messages, but if I do so, there's a high risk that I lose the track of what I'm saying. So it is more due to personal limitations. I'm sure you will understand. So if you want to put any question or any comment that you want to address to me, please use the other box, the Q&A box or preguntas y respuestas. You will find on the top or at the bottom of your screen. That depends a little bit on the device you are using. You can do this either during my presentation or at the end. And in the last 10 minutes or so, I will go to that Q&A box and I will read your questions and try to answer. As you know, this session is being recorded, so you will receive the link and you will have the opportunity to view the whole session or just one part. And besides that, we will upload a slides presentation to our website in the next days, so it will be also available to everyone. At the end of the presentation, I will leave you our contact. So of course, if you have any further questions, you can email us. So now, please just hold on for a while because I need to share my screen with you so that you can follow the presentation that we have prepared. Let me see. Whole screen, yes, it's here. So get involved with Spanish, challenges and training opportunities for Spanish language teachers in the United Kingdom. That's the title of this presentation. And why have you chosen this title? As you know, we are living changing times and we have to face new challenges in different domains in the field of education also. I'm sure you are suffering this new situation, and in your daily routines, in the way you prepare your classes, maybe in the material you are using or you are planning to use in the future. No? So the teaching of language is not an exception to this situation, and we as teachers of Spanish, we have to adapt to this new situation, which is something that is not easy at all, as you already know, but it is something that we have to do if we want to meet the needs and expectations of our students, and to maintain also the motivation. We have been also trying to adapt to this new situation, and I mean, we at the Education Office, and we would like to show you an overview of what we can offer from the Consejería de Educación, the Education Office, as we are providing online resources and materials for teaching Spanish. And we have also recently activated new online training options for Spanish language teachers here in the United Kingdom. We hope you may find this information useful for your daily practice, and they may give you maybe the opportunity to respond better to this new situation. So let us start with the presentation. The Spanish Embassy Education Office belongs to the network of what we call Acción Educativa Exterior, that gathers the programs and services abroad of the Ministry of Education and Vocational Training of the Government of Spain. This network is present all around the world, mainly in Europe, as you can see in the map, but also in America, in the States, in South America, in Africa, in Asia, etc. No? In the case of the United Kingdom, the Consejería de Educación, Consejería de Educación is the Spanish for Education Office, is based in London, although we have also offices in Manchester and in Edinburgh. The main objective of the Consejería de Educación, of the Education Office, is the promotion of Spanish language among Spanish language teachers, Hispanists, students of Spanish, and in general, and anyone interested in Spanish language and culture. To meet this purpose, we carry out a series of tasks and actions. We give advice and technical assistance to our embassy, the Embassy of Spain, in the field of education. We promote and reinforce the existing relations between the British and Spanish education communities. We collect and gather information about education policies, for example, but today we would like to highlight one of our main occupation, which has to do with the promotion of the Spanish language and culture, and the supporting of the teaching and the teachers of Spanish here in the United Kingdom. So we are going to focus on two main lines that both seek to give this support to the teaching of Spanish. On the one hand, professional development programs, and on the other hand, our publications and teaching materials. These are the two main lines that we are going to deal with in this presentation. As you know, we regularly organize CPD opportunities for practitioners of different levels: primary teachers, secondary teachers, further education teachers, and as well as university professionals also. And our programs range from individual activities in the form of practical workshops, for example, or presentations, to full day, full immersion days in Spanish. Regarding the content, these activities may focus on new trends on the teaching and learning of Spanish, or they provide updates on language and culture about Spain and Latin American societies. From the beginning of this new situation, the pandemic, we have switched to online or professional development programs all this month. From last month of May, where we began, we have been working with different institutions, Spanish institutions like Stenda or Junta de Castilla y León. At the moment, for example, we are offering a series of practical workshops with Junta de Castilla y León. I will show you now our next events within this series of workshops. And when we plan this kind of these training sessions, we as we collect feedback from previous activities, we always try to design our activities to meet the needs and the demands of the Spanish language teachers in this context of the United Kingdom. Let me show you, as I said before, our upcoming events. Here you have in the slide, on the 17th of November, so that is to say next Tuesday, we have a workshop, an online workshop, 1 hour workshop organized by the Consejería with the Junta de Castilla y León about the use of QR codes for the class of Spanish. Registration is open to every Spanish language teachers in the United Kingdom, and it is already open. You can do it until tomorrow through our website. The workshop will be delivered entirely in Spanish, and there's a raffle at the end of the workshop, and the prize will be a course in Castilla y León for when the situation gets better and we can still recover the possibility to travel. I hope that will be soon. In this month of November, we have also another session on the 28th of November. That is a Saturday. It's a half-day session around communication, oral communication, and games. Sorry, with 3 different workshops. You have them here, and it just your Spanish and game, oral communication through painting, and communication, cultural content. Sorry, and games. So please write down these 2 dates and do not forget to register. I am sure you won't get disappointed, as all these sessions have been really a success among teachers here in the United Kingdom. Besides this collaboration with Spanish institutions, we also collaborate with education agencies, universities, language teaching associations, local authorities also, and any other institution responsible for teaching training. So we deliver with them training activities for Spanish language teachers. I would like to take the opportunity now to remind you that if you are responsible for teacher training, either in a local, regional, national authority or association, do not hesitate to contact us, and we will study the way that we can cooperate. And remember to follow our website and our social media so that you don't miss our upcoming events. Okay, now let us switch to the second line through which we give support to the teaching of Spanish, and it's our publications and teaching materials. If you visit our website, you will find a section dedicated to teaching materials, where you can find a wide variety of materials that have been specifically created for the context of the teaching of Spanish in this country. Access to this material is open, and all of them are free to download. Unfortunately, we don't have time here to present in detail all the materials, but we have made an effort to arrange them by tabs. You can find the primary level materials, the secondary levels, and in one of in each one of these tabs, you will find also the materials organized by section. In any case, let me show you some examples of what you can find, the stuff that you can find in this material, and the opportunities or the possibilities they give you for your classes. Primeros pasos, for example, primeros pasos, sorry, it's a teaching guide for learning Spanish at primary level that was published in 2018 and written by Jesus Hernandez, one of the education advisors of the Education Office. Free access to the whole guide is available through our website. And personally, I find that this guide has very good ideas for the teacher of Spanish at this level. It has been edited bilingually, so all the information is available in English and in Spanish. And the main objective of this guide is to provide a useful tool for either school leaders or head of departments, but also for Spanish language teachers to meet the contents of the curriculum in a gradual and effective way. As you know, there are three concerns about the teaching of languages in primary level that are usually repeated in different reports and surveys. The lack of a compulsory fixed set time for the teaching of the language, also the assessment of learning outcomes, and the transition to secondary. To meet these concerns, the guide provides strategies and approaches for teachers about how to tackle mother foreign language curriculum in each of the years of KH2 or equivalent in the case of Scotland. The guide is very flexible and open, and it is meant to be adapted to different contexts. But what does exactly include? You have some help to develop the curriculum. For example, a template, which is an open model to integrate learning objectives, standards of the curriculum in the different courses of primary level, the language contents in each course, and the skills. So what a pupil is supposed to do with the Spanish at a certain stage of primary, in terms of reading, of understanding, of listening, of speaking, of writing, and so on. In this guide, you will also find tips to teach Spanish. These tips are based on the importance of the input in the process of learning a language. So the more Spanish or the more opportunities the students have to use Spanish, the better. So it is important to create an atmosphere contributing to the presence of the language every day. The use of posters, murals, exhibitions, and schools and classroom decoration is very welcome, as you know. We will see a little bit later what we can offer from the Consejería de Educación in that sense. Connecting to this idea, the more Spanish, the better. The guide also gives different situations and examples to use Spanish in the daily routines, for greetings, for farewells, and for daily routines such as selecting a helper, the calendar, the register, and so on. And of course, classroom language in general. You will find a variety of types of classroom language classified in 15 different categories: for the start of a class, to motivate students, for instructions, to end the class, as well as positive reinforcement, which is very important, especially when the pupils use the language to communicate, the target language. At the education office, we have samples of this in the way of stickers with this positive reinforcement language in the way of chunks, genial, estupendo, fantástico, bien hecho, buen trabajo, and so on. Sorry. We cannot present the whole guide here, but I invite you to do it calmly so that you can discover all the ideas and the material you may use in your primary level classes. This one, for example, jugando con globos, balloons for learning activities with different ideas to reveal the colors, to reveal the numbers, to guess feelings, to talk about emotions, true and lie games, etc. So that's a good recommendation if you can go to download the whole guide and see what you can use in your classes. Visiting our primary level section on our website, you will also find some other material. For example, the use of short stories. I brought you here a sequence inspired by the short story Un bicho extraño, which is a lesson plan for around 11 sessions or so, with different activities for children in Key Age 2. It is, let's say, all-inclusive, so you can download all the materials, the teacher's guidelines, the presentation slides and flashcards, and the lesson plans and the instructions are available in English and in Spanish. Another, let us say, also all-inclusive option is this one, Canciones Populares Infantiles, Spanish popular songs that gathers very, very popular songs that everybody knows in Spain. Children sing them in patios and streets everywhere in Spain, in the north, in the south, in the very, very south, in the Canary Islands where I am from. They are also very, very popular. This proposal is based on the power of songs to awake children to the world of rhythm, to the rhythm of the language, and to do so in Spanish. So in a sense, we are killing two birds with one stone, dos pájaros de un tiro, which is Spanish version for that idiom. It is also all-inclusive, so in the online publication, you will have access to the lyrics and to the audio files. And there is also an index with the different activities, different sounds and activities with the linguistic and sociocultural component in each one. Now, if we go back to the idea we commented before about the importance of bringing the language to the class and making it present every day, we have already talked about the school or classroom decoration. And to meet this purpose, we at the Consejería de Educación, we have prepared a wide range of posters for the teaching and promoting Spanish. Like the samples you see here in the slide. These posters are normally distributed in languages first and in training sessions. We used to bring them to previous editions of Language Show. That is obviously it's not the case this year. But if you or your school are interested in this poster, you just have to request it by sending us an email. You have the contact at the end of the presentation, and we will write back to you to fix a date so that you can collect the posters either in an office in London or in Manchester or in Edinburgh. That depends a little bit on where you are located. For some of these posters, we have prepared also supplementary material to work with them in the class. In the case of the alphabet, for example, we have different activities to show the letters, to write the words, to name and spell out Veo Veo, which is a song game. In the case of En el patio de la escuela, en la clase de español, these two posters aim to provide with some of the language needed for everyday exchanges in school. And you have also supplementary material for these two posters with the PowerPoint, teacher's guides, and cards also. So remember to write to us if you want to use any of these posters. Okay, let us see now some more material for Spanish, or for the teaching of Spanish in other levels. Tecla, for example, Tecla is an online magazine. You have it available in our website. Tecla includes a number of sections, for example, news and interviews related to the situation of the teaching of Spanish here in the United Kingdom. You have also a cultural section, or content and language integrated learning section, with the idea to combine Spanish and history, Spanish and math, Spanish and PE, for example, and other combinations. And also in Tecla, you can find many sequences, let us say, on the go, so ready to use in the class. There is an online index, which is also available in our website, so you can have a look and decide if there's something that you want to bring to your class, any content. Let us see, in any case, some examples of these on-the-go sequences. Here, for example, Botella al Mar. It is a sequence to work on posters, signs, information, and messages that we can read in different public places. An advertisement on a road, for example, an official message from the council, a graffiti, or a spontaneous message. We can read, I don't know, everywhere. From all these messages, we have created a lesson plan, with a content that is meant to be close to everyday life, and at the same time contributing to creative use of Spanish. Tiempo is another example. It's a lesson plan about daily routines, schedules, and things to do with your time. And there's a written text that supports the sequence, but we have prepared activities before reading to activate vocabulary and to awaken previous knowledge. Then we have also activities for the reading comprehension. And as you see, we always bet on using current and attractive material, videos, short films, and material close to students, as this, for example, this word cloud that is included in this lesson plan. Let us see some other examples of what you can find in Tecla. A text and activities on Spanish names and surnames, for example. Ideas to work with literature, La Casa de Bernarda Alba, or with cinema, the Mexican film El Paraíso, with series, Las Chicas del Cable. You can get to know also some relevant people from Spanish, from culture in Spanish, Bernardo Achaga or Maria Zambrano, and also social and cultural topics such El Día de los Muertos, for example. And besides these on-the-go sequences, Tecla also provides the Spanish language teachers with many other ideas for the class. The use of Padlet, translanguaging, online language exchange between schools, the use of personal diaries in the class of Spanish, or the language magician, which is an assessment tool for language learning at primary level. And many other ideas. No, you just have to click on the website, on the section dedicated to Tecla, to discover all these ideas and materials. I'm sure that you will find useful for your classes. I also wanted to show you the section on our website, which is dedicated to a series of articles of the newspaper El Pais. These articles are related to current sociocultural and economic topics, both in South America and in Spain, science, art, gastronomy, literature, history, communication. And as in the case of Tecla, we have also an online index available, so you can view at a glance the topics included in these articles, and maybe that's something that you want to bring to your class. In this section, each article comes with a lesson plan with activities before reading the text, activities for the reading comprehension, and for going beyond. And of course, a key with the answers to all activities. As you can imagine, due to the content of the articles, these lesson plans have been designed for senior high school, so adult students, and they correspond to B2 or C1 level. Let me show you a couple of examples. This one, for example, un viaje desde Cervantes a la inteligencia artificial, a journey from Cervantes to artificial intelligence, where we can trace the presence of Spanish on the internet. As you probably know, Spanish is the third most used language on the web, with English and Chinese. And in the text, we can read this information, and we suggest some activities to go beyond. We use the project hashtag Amamos la poissia, we love poetry, which is a joint project between the communication group Condenas Te Think and the Royal Spanish Language Academy. Amamos la poesía is an initiative to bring Spanish and Latin American poetry to the general public through videos in which actors, very popular actors and actresses, recite a poem in Spanish. The videos are very well made, and the appeal of the actors and actresses is definitely an asset. Here you have some examples. Me gusta andar de noche las ciudades desiertas by Concha Méndez, which is a very useful reading for this pandemic and self-isolation times. Or Distinto, a poem by Juan Ramón Jiménez proclaiming the diversity. It is 70 years old, but its message is still fully valid, with values, very interesting values to work with high school students. Another example of these lesson plans from articles from El País, it's Hombre con pelo alborotado, el referente científico que hay que cambiar, the scientific reference to change. In this case, it's a text and a series of activities aimed to break stereotypes about science and gender, and to commemorate the International Day for women and girls in science. You can find here a combination of different materials, very attractive to students, comics, short films, even a word game inspired by Pasapalabra, which is the Spanish version of the alphabet game, the TV show. Okay, let's continue to stick to time. As I said before, we don't have time to present the entire catalog of our materials that we have on our website, but I invite you to visit it to see all the possibilities we offer. Among them, you will find Aquí España, for example, which is a collection of activities created by Spanish language assistants, very attractive, showing an up-to-date vision of Spanish language and culture, and also very flexible in terms of classroom time. Then you have also the CLIL materials, the content and language integrated learning materials, combining Spanish and PE, and para chuta gol, or Spanish and arts and craft in corta pega pinta. Also for primary CCC, all amigos, more materials, and for senior high school students, you have a collection of A-level topics. And if you want to read in Spanish, I am sure you want to read in Spanish, then remember this word, ELEO. ELEO is the digital library of the Spanish Ministry of Education, gathering more than 4,000 digital books, classical and contemporary literature, young and children reading, comics, and so on. The good news here is that it is open to all teachers of Spanish in the United Kingdom and free. So you just have to register on the ELEO website, and you will have immediate access to all these materials, ebooks, and also other digital content like audio libros, for example, audiobooks, sorry. We have prepared a short video tutorial to show you the steps on to register in ELEO. And let me give you just one last indication. I'm finishing, I promise. And it's edubills. We also offer in our website some resources to support online learning. Edubills, it's a series of micro self-learning pills, very short sequences, contributing to the improvement of educational digital competence. To access to these pills, you simply have to download the app edubill, which is available in Google Store or Apple Store, and from there you will have access to all the pills from everywhere and at any time. So if you are looking for practical ideas to support online learning, I'm sure you will find them very useful. And that's it. That's the end of my presentation. As I said at the beginning, during all these months, we have made an effort to adapt to the new situation, as we wanted to keep offering the support to the teaching and you, the teachers of Spanish in the United Kingdom. That is why we have been offering online training sessions, and we have also made an effort to present all our online teaching materials in the most usable way. We will continue to do so, trying to give you this support. Okay, thank you very much for your patience. I let you hear our contact. Do not forget to visit our website, to follow or subscribe our channels, so that you can keep updated about our upcoming events. And of course, do not hesitate to contact us if you think we may help you with any initiative concerning the promotion of the support of Spanish. Okay, and now, as promised, I'm visiting the Q&A box. Let me stop sharing the screen. That's it. And I'm going to visit the Q&A box and try to answer to your question or comments. Let me see, because you cannot see. Yes, there's someone, Priya Doshi, who is asking if workshops are free. Yes, all of our workshops at the moment, and that's usual for also when we used to hold these sessions directly. They are free of charge. Normally we ask to register in advance, but they are free to anyone, any teacher of Spanish interested. Sometimes we organize as I said, some training sessions aimed to a specific public, primary, sometimes to secondary, and sometimes it's general for any teacher interested, but they are always free. There's someone who's asking if I would mind to explain what I mean by using QR codes for Spanish classes. Well, that is something that I cannot explain to you now. I'm not going to give the next workshop, but I invite you to follow the workshop that we have on Tuesday. If you are interested, you can previously visit our website, and we have the whole program and a short brief of the content of this workshop. So please go to our website, visit the program, and if you are interested, you can register. Let me see if I can follow the Q&A box. Well, ¿cuál es la página para registrarse? Where do I have to register? You just have to go to our website. You have it in the site in the last slide. If you Google education, Spanish Embassy Education Office, you go directly to our website, and through our website you can have access to the registration link. Let me see more questions. Someone is asking the complete URL to access the resources that I have shown. Well, there are different different website sections of our website, but if you Google Spanish Embassy Education Office, you go to our main website, and through the website, there's a section dedicated to publications and teaching materials, and then you have everything organized by tabs, as I said, or by sections. And I think we have, as I said, we have made an effort to present it in a very usable way. So I think you won't have problems to visit it and to see what you are looking for. How can we get some of the posters? As I said, you just have to request them by sending us an email. So we will fix a date, and you will a date to collect the poster in any of our offices. But we will find the way to do it. You just have to write us an email. When I finish my Q&A, these Q&A sections, I will show you again the slide with all the contact, the email and the website of our education office. Yeah, there's a question asking how to register for the 28th of November session. It is still not open, as we have opened registration for next session, which is on the 17th. So after 17, we will open the registration for the following session on the 28th. So you just have to wait until 17. Now we have open registration is open for next session, but if you want to register for the last one, the one on the 28th of November, you will have to wait until Tuesday, the 17th of November. And let me see. Yeah, there's someone asking if the workshops that we are giving online, it is possible to watch them afterwards. And it is. You just have to register, and the workshops will be recorded, and it will be open to visit it 1 week after the, within 1 week after the workshop. Let me see if there's another question that I can answer. There's someone who's asking if some of these materials is it's possible to use it in further education or other education, and of course, no, there's material which can be used for this for this context. No, you just have to Google, to enter our website and see what we have for this public. Okay, there are more questions, but I'm afraid I don't have time to answer them, as I was asked to finish, to stick to time, and to finish now. But if there's something that I haven't been able to answer now, please email us. I'm gonna show you again. Let me see, I'm gonna show you again. Here are contact details. You see the email where you can email us, our website, educacionfp.gov.es.uk, our Twitter @Consejería UK, and you can also subscribe to our mailing list, Lista de Correos. Okay, thank you very much for attending this presentation. I hope you might find interesting, and you may find some material that you can use in your classes. On behalf of the Education Office, we are at your disposal. So please follow us, and see you soon. Bye bye. Thank you very much.